Hi guys, welcome to Software Jobs Training. We are on the final day of week 4. So far we have seen the HTML, CSS and JavaScript, and now we will be doing a new thing that is called AJAX. AJAX stands for Asynchronous JavaScript and XML, and it is a technique of exchanging the data with the server, which is later used to update the parts of a web page without actually reloading the page. Okay, so let me just go ahead to the slide number 2. AJAX makes us asynchronously load the data from the server without actually reloading the entire web page. Suppose like you have a scores website, so you need to update the score, but you do not need to reload the page each and every time. For that we will use the AJAX, and AJAX basically used by all the big players like Gmail, Facebook, Google. Suppose that you put a query in Google and it just shows a result in real time. That is the AJAX going on. Alright, so we'll see that how to load the files without actually reloading the page. Now we'll see that how this AJAX works. Okay, so AJAX basically works with XMLHttpRequest. Alright, so first of all we'll create an XMLHttpRequest object, and then this request is sent on the server. This receives the HTTP request, the server receives the HTTP request and creates a response according to the request, and then this response is actually sent back to the JavaScript to the client, and then with JavaScript we can update the page contents. Now this seems like a complex deal, but this is not a complex deal at all. For example, we have this text written over here which is by default coded into our page, and we can just click this button to load the external text, and that text that will show up is actually written in another file, another text file. So we'll use AJAX to asynchronously load the new text without refreshing the entire page. So I'm going to click me, and you can see that it is fetching up some text from AJAX processor.txt. Alright, so you can get the data from a PHP file or a text file or another HTML file or anything. Alright, so AJAX will make the request to the server and server will create a response back. This was a response and we had showed it on the screen. Okay, so we'll see that how to code this entire AJAX function up. So this is the XMLHttp request, and here we are sending the request to this file AJAX processor.txt, and we are fetching it up over here. So I'm changing the inner HTML is equal to XMLHttp.response text. Okay, so response text is the text that is coming back. So on this slide it actually explains the entire example what we have seen so far. Alright, so first of all we have this div and a button to do some stuff. So this says click me and everything. We'll see this in live editor. Okay, so let me just go to the live editor and show you how to code this from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to the live editor. First of all we need to create a text file because we'll be loading the text from an external text file. So I'll call it myfile.txt. so make sure that it has a .txt extension. All the files that we make in Notepad are of .txt extension, right? So I'm gonna hit OK. Then you need to write down some text over here. No HTML, nothing, it's just a simple text file, so you can just write any text over here. I'm going to say that hi there, this is loaded from an external txt file. Alright, so this text will be loaded from our AJAX call. Alright, so now I'm creating a new file that says practice.html, and we'll be writing all our AJAX code inside this. First of all I'll get the HTML structure ready. I can put a title, and then I can get the script ready. I will also need a body tag inside it, which will have a div with an ID. Okay, so I've written some text inside my div that says this is the default text. So we'll be replacing this text using the AJAX call, and we'll replace it with the text that comes from myfile.txt. Okay, so by default we will show this text up, and we will also need a button that says run AJAX. Okay, so we will call a function on this on click event, and we'll call that run. Okay, so I'll call a run function, and inside this run function I'll make an AJAX call. So I can go ahead and write a function run. First of all, we'll see that if it shows an alert message. So I'll try to click this up and see that if it shows an alert message, this will ensure me that the event is working fine. Then we'll make the AJAX call, but let's save this and see how does our page look. So far we have got the text, the default text, and when I'll click this run AJAX button, it will show me an alert message. So inside this function call, I need to write the AJAX call now. I'm back to my live editor and I'll get rid of this alert message. Okay. First of all, we'll be creating an XML HTTP object from the XML HTTP request. Okay, so this object we'll use for all the calls and everything. So first of all, we need to create an object. Then we need to call an XML HTTP on ready state is equal to function. So this is an anonymous function that will work on when the ready state is changed. Okay, so inside this I'll write an if block and put some checks over there. If the ready state is equal to 4 and the status should be equal to 200, then I can show an output. So I'm grabbing the element by ID, and the ID of our div is actually my text. So I'll replace the inner HTML with the response that I'm getting. So I can say XMLHttp.response text. So this function will actually run when we get an adequate response from a server end, and then we just need to open this up. Get is the method that we'll be using because we are going to get the contents of the file name myfile.txt, and then I can say true. Then I just need to send this request up to the server, and that's pretty much it. So let's save this up now. So as you can see that it will load some default text, and we got a button that says run AJAX, and I've clicked this up and you can see that it will replace the text with some text that has been loaded from external txt file. So this is the basic of AJAX. We make request to the server and we get the response. So on this slide number 1, you will just see all the details about what we have just covered. The next slide is actually a skill assessment. So Good luck with this. You just need to make a few changes to this and this AJAX request will work. So this will actually bring us to the end of the video. Thanks a lot for watching.